One thing can lead to another. Doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I like to say to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh. You gotta show some love, yeah, sunshine.
Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Show some
Things are
love.
gonna work out fine if you only will.
We're all God's children.
Shower the people you love with love.
Jesus said,
Shower the people you love with love.
oh, the greatest of these is love, yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's just you and me, kid.
Up with us.
I know, it's a thin crowd today.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning to you. It's 8:07 here on the East Coast of the United States of America.
Good morning.
We're still here. Irma didn't blow us away.
Kiss an angel good morning.
You're still there, I guess, or you wouldn't be listening.
Think about her when you're gone.
I have some Florida friends that were scared to death, though, and I've been praying for them.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle.
Take this opportunity, if you would, to start sharing and liking and sharing and liking and saying hello. There's Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. And Mike Lawson. Marianne. Anak na babae.
Good morning to the place made for you and me.
Sa Pilipinas. Sa Rosaria. Magandang umaga, ati. Magandang gabi doon sa Pilipinas. There's Alma Joyce. Everybody's checking in this morning.
Good morning, Becky.
And good morning to you. We're going to go right into the Mighty Clouds of Joy by B.J. Thomas. Get us going this morning. Dance along, sing along, clap your hands. Start sharing, like it, and get a whole bunch of folks here up this morning.
Them old bad dreams been sleeping in your bed, and them old dark clouds been hanging around your head. But all your hard times will vanish in the wind when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Holy Jesus, let your love seize us. Oh, let us find sweet peace within. Hallelujah, happiness begins when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Those old storm clouds are slowly drifting by, and those old raindrops are fading from your eyes. Oh, Mr. Sun will shine on us again when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Oh, holy Jesus, let your love seize us, Jesus. Oh, let us find sweet peace within. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Happiness begins when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Oh, holy Jesus, please let your love seize us, Jesus. Oh, let us find sweet peace within. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Happiness begins when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Oh, holy Jesus, won't you let your love seize us, Jesus? Oh, let us find sweet peace within.
Holy cow, half the Philippines have checked in this morning. Good morning.
That's good. And Pastor Bubba checked in.
Where is he? There he is.
I
He
just saw it.
He just
And
showed
so
up.
did-
Chris
and
is
so
here.
So did our friend Becky.
I see. You're looking at a different feed. I don't see Becky.
Yeah. Well, she was on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see where Becky came. We're looking at two different feeds, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at one. You're looking at the other. We got so many.
We have
I'm
different
flying
friends.
solo this morning. But anyway, it is. I'm not. I got Cindy here. Cindy's co-pilot with me. I couldn't do it without her. It's the Mark and Cindy show. How are we supposed to do it without Cindy? Right? We've done it.
Except when Ricky's here. When Ricky's there, yeah, he takes care of it.
Yeah, he takes care of it all right, don't he?
He does.
Hey,
He's
you know
fun.
what? It's 8:12 here on the East Coast of the United States of America. 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 minutes after that. So it means it's 12 minutes after the hour somewhere where you are. If you're out there on the left-hand coast of the United States, it's still dark. Kelly's probably up. I bet she's got the hog slop by now. I see Nick Baird is here. That means he made it through the hurricane.
I've been keeping up with his posts. I've been keeping up with your posts, Nick.
I have
for
too.
you.
It's interesting. I was watching the national news, in this little town of Punta Gorda, Florida, where Nick lives. It's on the national news. So They must have got whacked down there. There's Wanda Gilbert. She's done checking in this morning. Good morning, Wanda. It's good to see you, as always. Wanda and I used to work together. What a sweet lady. She's, I miss Wanda. We had a big time. We cut up and carried on a lot. We worked together in Clarksville, Tennessee. But let's see. Long night at work. Chris he must have had a bad night. He said he was listening to our music on the way home. So, I'm glad you had a...
Well, it was Monday morning. It was Monday morning for him on Monday. So Mondays
sure
are
was.
always hard, even if you start at midnight.
I'm going to do a little station identifier, and we'll be right back, okay?
Hi, folks. I'm Marty Raven of the country music group Shenandoah, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Radio Network on SGBN.
And we're glad you joined us here on Morning Sunshine, here on the Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network. We're coming to you across iTunes Radio on Intune. We're on iTunes Radio, Intune, Samsung televisions. Many of the later model Samsung televisions are carrying our audio side of this through the Samsung radio side. You can get a direct feed if you download the app through the Apple Store, or you can get a direct feed if you have an Android device. Go to the Google Play Store and download the app. It's SGBN Radio. Let's see. Let's get a report from Nick. We did survive the hurricane in Eustis, Florida. Escaped with very little damage. Don't know how it is in Punta Gorda, but we're waiting for a report. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Let's see. What do you say? All the time God is good. Crazy ants count all joy. Okay.
Well, the little ants work
Okay,
regardless.
Maria says,
don't
a while
they?
ago I can't hear you, but now I do. My iPod is going. Okay, well, I can't fix that. We'll just keep right on driving this morning.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's go to Jeremy Calloway with the old Styx song called "Show Me the Way." We'll be right back here. This is Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, and the program is Morning Sunshine with Mark and Sydney.
Every night I say a prayer, and I'm sure God is listening. Oftentimes I'm so confused watching saints turn into sinners. All the heroes and legends I knew as a child have fallen to idols of clay. And I feel this empty place inside, so afraid that I'll lose my faith. Show me the way, show me the way. Take me tonight to the river and wash my confusion away. Lord, show me the way. And as I slowly drift to sleep for a moment, dreams are sacred. I close my eyes and pray for peace in a world so filled with hatred. Then I wake up each morning, turn on the news to find we've so far to go. And I keep on praying for a light to lead me where I should go. Show me the way, show me the way. Bring me tonight to the mountain and take my confusion away.
19 minutes after the hour, it's 8:19 on the East Coast of the United States of America. Pretty soon.
Oh, and yes, it is. Nick corrected the ants with "and." God is good, crazy, and counted all good instead of crazy ants counting all good.
I didn't know what that meant, so I just read what he typed.
Don't you love autocorrect on your phone or Older Vision? I don't know which one we'll blame it on.
Well, I had an issue with both. I was trying to type the word phone, and I didn't have on my glasses, and it came out Philippines. I said, I hope there's a problem. I hope it's a problem with the Philippines and not. Anyway, it didn't make any sense, and I had to put my glasses on and look back at it. Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
That's funny. I know it's crazy out there, but you do. You know, Mark, you and I have talked about that before, how you have to watch with text, and all young people text, but you can't, the inflection, you really can't put that in the texting, so you don't really know.
You
with
have
the
to
conversation.
you have to try to figure out what the person is trying to say to you.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm sure it is crazy out there, Dick. I can just imagine. He should call in. If he could call in, it would be interesting to hear a report.
We'll get him on in a little while. We'll get Nick going. So you know what? It's an interesting Monday morning.
Yes, it is.
We just
it's
came
very
off
sobering.
Well, it is. We came off of the idea that we were going to see a storm of epic proportions, and it's a big storm. I don't want to downplay it because a lot of people lost a lot of property, but it's not nearly what it could have been had it not clipped the coast of Cuba and broken up. So we're really, as bad as it is, we're really fortunate that it wasn't worse.
Right. Now, Cuba was pretty torn up.
Cuba was torn up in the mountains in Cuba, yeah. And I still haven't seen like what the reports are from the Keys in Florida, but you know we were of the understanding, and of the scientists and the forecasters were they were of the conviction that this was going to be just devastating, and you know it changed, and we're really 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 glad that it is not the ultimate decimation of Florida that we were all anticipating. So,
yes.
You know, that's a good thing, and we're real happy to see that. Hey, you know, Cindy, I want to talk a little bit about. I've been on this thing with where our mind gets us in trouble, and sometimes it happens because we get busy. Sometimes it happens because we get distractions in our life. Sometimes it happens because we just get off course and then we don't correct the course and we don't realize it. You know, and many times as spiritual as we may be, and as spiritual as we may believe ourselves to be, sometimes the mind has the ability, once we give into it, to change our thought process so much that it overpowers our spirit. Comes under the heading of the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. And when you get in that situation, I don't know about you, but as you know, because you and I have talked through a lot of the issues in the last couple of months, particularly people may or may not realize how close Cindy and I are, but we're really, truly, like really blood brother and blood sister. We're very, very close. And but Cindy was there to kind of coach me through when I hit a brick wall. And you don't realize sometimes that it's coming. If you're dealing with that today, if you're dealing with a situation where you have become so overpowered in your mind that your spirit cannot overcome it because you're thinking wrongly, you're thinking and you're outthinking your spirit. One of the first thing you have to do, I have people, or I've said it, we've all said it, just turn it over to God. And that's easy to say, but sometimes your mind overpowers that. So what do? How do you have got to get to the point where you take control of your own mind so you can get the mind settled down so the spirit can be heard. Does that make sense, Cindy?
I think that's part of where it says take every thought captive. I think that's what God's talking about.
Yeah. And so what I've done is I've been, in order to get control of my mind, what I've been doing is I've been doing it in the gym and exercising and setting these goals for myself so that I'm not staying mentally defeated. And gosh, it has made such a difference in my whole outlook on life. My whole, I've gotten my mojo back, and I've been a person that has accomplished a lot of things just because either I wasn't afraid to try or I thought I couldn't fail. There's a lot of, it's one or the other. Either I wasn't afraid of failing, or else I didn't think I could fail, but I would try things and go after things that other people wouldn't do. And here I am finding myself defeated. I was finding myself beaten up. So if you're in that situation today, what I encourage you to do is to stop. Just stop right where you are and say, I'm living in a bad neighborhood in my mind. I've moved in, or I've allowed things to move in, and I've moved in a bad neighborhood. And you just got to start figuring out how you're going to move out of there. Here's a song that I wrote. It's called Pray. And we'll do that. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. And we'll keep right on talking. This is Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy. The doctor just told you we've done all we can. He's lived a good life, and he's a fine man. Your dad's losing strength now, he's slipping fast. It's a matter of hours until your father has passed. So you pray, and let the God of creation have his way. You just stand on the truth, and at the end of the day, it might not work out like you think it should, but when you pray, everything works for your good. Alone in her bedroom, she's a little bit sad. She posts on Facebook, I miss my dad. But I live with Mom, and I love her too. I'm torn between them, now what should I do? She decides to pray and let the God of creation have his way. Just stand on the truth, and at the end of the day, it might not work out like you think it should, but when you pray, everything works for your good. Sometimes when the wind blows, God calms the sea. Sometimes when the storms rage, he just calms me. So pray and let the God of creation have his way. I just stand on the truth, and at the end of the day, it might not work out like I think it should, but when I pray, everything works for my good, for my good. When I pray, everything works for my good. That brings us up to almost 8:30, one halfway past the hour. You listen,
right.
yeah. But as we were talking about, sometimes you can get yourself in these holes, and you got to find a way to work out of it. And if anybody's ever been there where you think, you just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You ever been there, Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to kind of get
Of
over
course.
in the cave, and you don't want to, and that's when you got to get inside that head and get inside the mind and get control of the mind so that the spirit's got a chance, or your mind will just talk you right out of it. Your mind will start telling you all kind of things. And we have a lot of self-inflicted stress in our lives today, too. And we can take care of it if we just would. We worry about nonsense. And we worry about things that really don't have anything to do with what's really going on in our lives. And we make them a lot bigger than what they should be. So my encouragement to you today is, if you're in that situation and your mind is overpowering what you know you need to do, it's time to start setting up your boxes. Like if you're going to move to a new neighborhood and you say, okay, I got this pile here. This is the stuff that I'm going to keep. This is the stuff that I need. Then I've got another pile here of stuff that's good stuff, but I'm tired of taking care of it. I can't do this anymore, but it's not, you shouldn't throw it away. Somebody else can take care of that. Then you got a pile over here that's just junk. You just need to throw it in a dumpster. So when you get ready to move out of your bad neighborhood into a new neighborhood, the first thing you got to do is start organizing your stuff. Don't you think, Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
So you do that same thing psychologically. And you begin to organize your mind and organize your move, where you're getting ready to move to. Hang on to the things that are worth hanging on to. Get rid of the things that are just garbage, that are tearing up your life. And then there are some things that maybe they're just a burden you don't want to carry anymore, but they're not worth throwing away. I mean, they're worth more than just throwing them away. So think about that as you think about changing that mental address. And we're going to move on to a song that is, I don't know, I love the song, and apparently a lot of people do, because Cindy keeps getting all kinds of awards, and she just got one international award last week, and she still got the Global Peace Award is still pending, and we'll know about that here in the next few weeks. The song is called Reflection. And Cindy, talk about reflection just a little bit, will you? Reflections.
Well, I co-wrote this 2 years ago with Ron Oates. Ron Oates sent me a beautiful piece of music, and I wrote it over Labor Day weekend. And at that time, 2 years ago, I guess Ron had lost quite a few friends in Nashville. Ron has been around for a few years, and just thinking about that, the people, our friends that we lose, and leaving our mark on this world. Mm-hmm. And I thought about that. I thought about my own dad and the things that my dad had left me, the legacy that my dad has left for me. So it stemmed from that, and just was born from that. And of course, the wonderful autumn winds that come in after the heat of the summer, that kind of inspired it. So it's a great time to play that now, because the autumn winds are coming in.
Yeah, and the song is so descriptive of that moment, and it's one of the, I think it's among the top works you've done. It's moving its way into not just being a great song, but it's an important work. I'm real proud to have been around when this one was done, and we're going to play the song Reflections. Autumn's in the morning breeze as it gently welcomes me. This is Reflection by Cindy Hewlett.
Autumn's in the morning breeze, as it gently welcomes me. Time to reap from what's been sown. Celebrate the harvest grown. With gratefulness I must reflect and thank God for provisions met. He can take a tiny seed and provide for me all I'll ever need. I look back to yesterday, lessons learned along the way, patience, love, and honesty. These are now my legacy, and I know all good things take time. Roots will grow, 'cause the wind is gonna blow. Seasons come and seasons go, bounty full or harvest low. Even when the winter comes, love will grow from the seeds I sow.
That's just an incredible song, Cindy.
Thank you. Well, I held the pencil because God wrote the words for sure.
Gosh, that's just so good.
Thank you. Hey, someone posted on Facebook about the Virgin Islands, or St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. And I actually have a Grammy friend who lives there, and I was able to watch her ordeal while that was going on. And yes, there is a lot of damage there, but they survived.
Yeah.
And I just was reading this morning, and they're able to get out. So it makes me think about this song, how when it really comes down to it, when you sow seeds of love, that the people come together. And we're seeing that through the hurricane in Houston. We see that after any tragedy. And today, as we remember 9/11, we think about how all the people come together and work with each other and love each other. So when it really comes down to it, that's what really matters. And that's what Reflections is really about.
It really
is. About
is.
that. It's about that love for each other, for mankind.
Yeah. And you know what? You gave me a great segue into this next song. Here's a song by Kinsey. It's called What the World Needs Now Is Love. I couldn't agree more. How about you?
Bad.
I look around at all the faces and I see all the lonely people looking back at me. Rich or poor, don't matter, we're all the same. Everybody's hungry in a different way. We're crawling and climbing and kicking and screaming and fighting, but really what the world needs now is love.
That's Kinsey, and it's 8:40 right here on the East Coast of the United States. It means it's 41 minutes now. It's 8:41 according to the clock.
We ought to do what the weather. We should. What is the weather where you
know,
are? I know it's bad.
I know.
In Florida, but I'm
trying
curious.
I was trying to get it to work on my phone, and I can't get the pages to turn. That's why I didn't do it. I can't get the. Oh, now it's working. I think I've got a problem with my screen thingy. It's just hacked up. Well, I'll start tearing this thing apart, and we'll do What's the Weather Where You Are after we do one song. Here's a song by Jeff Seidel called The Outlaw. We'll be right back.
Some say he was an outlaw, that he roamed across the land with a band of unschooled ruffians and a few old fishermen. No one knew just where he came from or exactly what he'd done, but they said it must be something bad that kept him on the run. Some say he was a poet, that he'd stand upon the hill, that his voice could calm an angry crowd or make the waves stand still, that he spoke in many parables that few could understand, but the people sat for hours just to listen to this man. Some say he was a sorcerer, a man of mystery. He could walk upon the water, he could make a blind man see, that he conjured wine at weddings and did tricks with fish and bread, that he talked of being born again and raised people from the dead. Some say a politician who spoke of being free. He was followed by the masses on the shores of Galilee. He spoke out against corruption and he bowed to no decree. And they feared his strength and power, so they nailed him to a tree. Some say he was the Son of God, a man above all men, that he came to be a servant and to set us free from sin. And that's who I believe he is, 'cause that's who I believe. And I think we should get ready, 'cause it's time for us to leave.
That's Jeff Seidel with a song called The Outlaw off of his album, The Road That I Must Travel.
Great song.
Yeah.
So
he's such a great singer. Let's see if I can get this thing to work, okay? I'm going to try my best. If I get stuck, I'll just make it up and just tell lies or whatever. And what's the weather where you are? Here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, it's 8:45 and the temperature is 69 degrees, partly cloudy. We're looking for an estimated high today of about 75 with a low of 68. And in the Philippines, we got a high of 84, Thunderstorms right now. Been raining all day. Now it's in the nighttime over there. We're going to have a low of 79. In Nashville, 61 is what you have right now. You're going to have a high of 70, a low of 60. And looks like you got partly cloudy weather right now. Lubbock, Texas, you're sunny and 60, a high of 88 degrees and a low of 58. Get your jacket out, Cindy. Mount Holly, North Carolina, you're at 60 degrees. You're going to have rain today. 66 will be your high, 63 will be your low. Nocona, Texas, 55 degrees right now, be 85, and 53 will be your low. And in Portsmouth, Virginia, 68 degrees will be what you have right now. The high today will be 75 and a low of 67. And in Fort Payne, Alabama, I saw Heath Locklear posted the thing yesterday that they had a hurricane alert in Fort Payne, Alabama. Had him kind of confused. But right now you got light rain down there, Heath, 56 degrees, and the high today will be around 60 and 57 for a low, so it's not going to be too much. It's not going to, yeah, you guys better put your coat and hat on. But anyway, that's the weather where you are, and the weather where we are, and the weather where everybody is, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got a comment about yours. You said, what are you, 60, what are you currently right now, or 70? What did you say you are in Virginia Beach?
Like 68.
And you're only going to be 70? Do you notice ours jumps up 30 already? Mine said 57. Yours, I think you said 58 for mine, but it said 58 and a projected high of 86. I mean, we're at 57 and a projected high of 87, which that's a 30-degree jump. That's the difference here because we have such variation in our temperature, and yours is not that much. Maybe it's just because it's so humid first thing in the morning.
In the flatlands like that too, it seems like I know you're not in the desert there, but I know that like they say that like in the desert it's really, really, really hot, and then it gets cold.
Well, and it's hard on your joints. I can tell you that if you have, as you get older and you have a little bit of arthritis, this swing of hot, cold is hard. It's hard on your body to adjust to that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is, and it's hard on your body, and it causes even causes the animals to freak out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, and it's hard to dress this time of the year because you definitely layer here, and you put on sleeveless for when it's warm, and then just throw sweaters on or whatever. So that part is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But it's beautiful. It is beautiful here in the fall. Are trees starting to turn?
A little bit, not too much yet. We probably got a couple more, 2 or 3 more weeks before we start really noticing that. Some of it is, and unless I just hadn't been paying attention, somebody may call and correct me. But anyway, it's coming along. Fall will be here, winter will be here, Christmas will be here, New Year's will be here before you know it.
I know it. Once school starts, once Labor Day's gone, I mean, it will be Halloween, and it will be Thanksgiving and Christmas. It sure will. Well, and we need Frank. I miss Frank being here to tell us how many days it is until Christmas. We're going to have to start doing that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Day.
No kidding. Well, I'm going to play a song right now by Sandy Olbrich called Suddenly. It's a beautiful song. Sandy's such a great writer, just like you. She's a marvelous writer.
It is beautiful.
Like the sound of a mighty rushing wind, no one knows from where it comes or where that it begins. Oh, but you alone are God. When you spoke, you called the light out from the
like the sound of a mighty rushing wind. No one knows from where it comes, where that it begins. Oh, but you alone are God. When you spoke, you called the light out from the dark. Separated evening, told the morning when to start. I know you alone are God. Oh, and suddenly, you are the God of the suddenly. Oh, suddenly, you are the God of the suddenly. For suddenly you speak and suddenly you move. You are the God of the suddenly. For suddenly you speak and suddenly you move. You are the God of the suddenly. You said if only I believe, just ask and I'll receive everything you have for me. Just believe I will receive. If only I believe, just ask and I'll receive everything you have for me. Just believe I will you are the God of the suddenly. Oh, you are the God of the suddenly.
Sandy Oldbury.
Why do you despair?
I think that's my favorite song on her entire album.
Boy, she really sings the fire out of it.
Oh,
doesn't
her
she?
voice is just gorgeous, beautiful. Hey, Christopher Taylor said we only have 2 seasons in Mesa, hot and hot. I thought that was
Yeah.
great. And he said 81 with a high of 105, 38%
Golly,
humidity.
man.
Oh my goodness.
Great day in the morning.
That's, yes. I can't imagine the electric bill there. Do you have to, when you get a loan to buy a house, you also have to get a loan to pay the electric bill? I wonder.
Who knows? You just have to
It
figure it in
costs
with
a
your mortgage,
fortune.
I guess. You
Yeah.
just have to,
Oh yeah.
just have to
I would think
calculate
It would
it.
be terrible.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it's
for
55
sure.
minutes past the hour. That means it's 8:55 here on the east coast of the United States and 5:55 on the left-hand side of the United States. I wonder if Kelly's up yet.
Kelly had her CD release. They had a CD
know they
release
did.
party
I know.
Saturday night. Oh, there she said. Hi, Kelly. She just said.
See, I done
She-
spoke
you-
her up
you-
this morning, didn't
You did. Good morning, Kelly.
I? I done spoke her up.
You
Let me get
sure
back- Let me
did.
get back into the to the Facebook feed. I'm still over on What's the Weather where you are. Let me see who's in there now. Oh, there's Kelly right there. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
morning.
she just joined.
Good morning, Owen. Morning. Owen says morning. Morning to you. And then Kelly throws big hearts out there. Sweet Kelly. Thank you. I hope the CD release thing went well for you and continues to go great for you. We're on the Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network. The program is Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy, and that's what we try to do is bring a little ray of sunshine to you here and there. We're going to take you into the top of the hour with T. Graham Brown and Vince Gill on a song called He'll Take Care of You.
Say you got troubles down deep in your soul, in over your head and out of control. Just go to him. He'll take care of you. You can run to the doctor or psychiatrist. You're never gonna figure out just what it is that you're going through. He knows all about you. He'll take care of everything. Soothe your soul and make your heart sing. Forget all your pain, let down the past. He knows what you need before you ask. Just go to him, and he'll take care of you. Well, you don't have to beg, you don't have to plead. Just tell him you love him, and that's all he needs to pull you through. He'll take care of you. He's gonna soothe your soul and make your heart sing. So the next time you come to the end of your road, just call out his name, 'cause there's always hope when you turn to him. Oh, he'll take care of you. Oh, amen.
Hi, we're the Oak Ridge Boys, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Radio Network on SGBN.
There's a picture on the wall of Jesus in the garden.
Hour number 2 for Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy.
Thanks
Only.
for waking up with us.
Good morning.
Good morning again. Hey, if you're just joining us, it's the second hour of the Morning Sunshine Show with Mark and Cindy. I still have trouble
Good
saying
morning.
that all together. Morning Sunshine Show.
You've got to
Kiss an angel good morning and let her know you're thinking about her.
when you're gone.
Good morning, America. How are you? Good morning.
There's old Starshine on the other end of the phone in Lubbock, Texas this morning.
You twinkle above us. We twinkle.
By now, Cindy's got her curlers out and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
been brushing through
And
her
the
hair.
duster. That's right.
Got the hairspray in it up in a big old pompadour.
In a beehive.
The big old beehive, yeah. With a pin in it. A flower. Do you put a headscarf on when you go out and it's raining?
Oh, Oh, yeah, I do.
You have a plastic one?
Have an umbrella.
Oh, my goodness. I was watching an old show. I was watching an old TV show, and the lady on there, she had her headscarf on, and it was one of the, I think it was, gosh, I can't remember. It was a news show I was watching, and all the women, it was windy, and they had their headscarves on. You remember that? I know.
Oh, yeah.
My mother wore those. And,
well, they would go to the beauty shop, and if you go to the beauty shop and they would sit and set your hair, is what they would call it, in curlers, you sit under the hair dryer.
Yeah.
And then they spray enough hairspray. They'd use half a can,
Yeah.
one setting, and you would not, you wouldn't wash it until that next week. Oh yeah, you don't want to get that wet, because if you got that wet, oh my goodness, it probably would set like cement. So you don't want to get that wet.
And then now, when I was a kid, we still wore grease in your hair.
Oh,
and
yes.
We wore Wild Root was one, and Robin Hood, and
Did you wear VO5?
Well, now that's when it came out, and the wet head was dead. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, if you ever think about it, do you remember going to your grandparents' house, and they would always have these little doilies or things
Sure.
on the heads of the chairs, because so the grease wouldn't get on there.
Exactly.
So our
Kids
today would not know that, because now if it rains, we'll go out and dance in the rain and get wet, and then go back in and take a shower and wash your hair and blow dry it.
But the grease on your hair is what they're trying to keep from getting on the couch.
Well,
The grease on the men's hair.
There are still people that still use that.
I know. We put Vaseline in our hair to make it slick down real good.
Yeah, Vaseline would be hard. Now, if anybody ever puts something in their hair and they want a good way to clean it out, you can add baking soda to your shampoo, and actually about every 2 weeks, it's not a bad idea to clean your hair, and that will clean it out with the shampoo. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know that. I think I'll try that just to see what it does. And of course, Cindy's probably hanging us all, and we'll come out and our hair will be sticking straight up or something.
No, that's free professional advice.
Baking soda is like a universal thing, because you can clean your car battery with it.
You can.
It'll cure indigestion, and baking soda is good stuff.
It is. Brush your teeth. That's what I have an old friend. Well, she passed away a few years ago, but she lived to be 104 with all of her teeth minus one. And growing up, she used baking soda to brush them.
Yeah, I mean,
so obviously it worked.
Yeah, we did that. I remember learning to do that in school, to use baking soda to brush your teeth. How we got off on that, I don't know.
Baking soda and natural vinegar with the mother. Well, those are two good things.
Natural vinegar and baking soda, but don't put them together, because you create a volcano.
No, you don't want to put them together.
You mix baking soda and vinegar, it foams up.
That are good.
You ever seen that? How baking soda and vinegar folds up together?
Yeah, that's not a good deal.
Yeah,
but
drop some baking soda in a glass of vinegar and watch what happens.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. Let's do this. Let's go to my song that I love to turn the hour with, Mighty Clouds of Joy by B.J. Thomas. Just let it roll.
Them old bad dreams been sleeping in your bed, and them old dark clouds been hanging around your head. But all your hard times will vanish in the wind when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Holy Jesus, let your love seize us. Oh, let us find sweet peace within. Happiness begins when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in. Those old storm clouds are slowly drifting by, and those old
fading from your eyes. Oh, Mr. Sun will shine on us again when the mighty clouds of joy come rolling in.
And I wish someone's give them, and someone's give them a family too. Because the kids need family.
I was tugging her bed, and it caught me by surprise when a little girl asked me, what does God look like? I smiled and laughed a little, leaned over for a kiss, said, baby, I don't know, but I can tell you this. I've been to the ocean, stood on a mountain. I've seen a sunset burn away the sky of blue. Stared up at the starlight, got lost in the midnight. I've never seen the face of God, but I've seen what he can do. Yes. Well, I thought about these wonders around us every day, the stuff that is will take your breath away. I've also found His glory shining from within the heart of a sinner who's just been born again. And I've been to the river, watched souls going under. Forgiveness washed them clean, the mercy made them new. Gone is the old man, and I can tell you firsthand, I've never seen the face of God, but I see what He can do. Oh, but now I don't need a picture. Somehow this world helps me see Him clearer. 'Cause I walked in the valley, cried out of sorrow, and I can tell you every fire He has brought me through. And I know Him better, and I will love Him forever. I've never seen the face of God. No, I've never seen the face of God, but I've seen what He can do. I've seen what He can do.
That is the beautiful and talented, the lovely Demetria Stallings with I've Seen What He Can Do. You're
That's
listening.
such a beautiful song.
Isn't it? And it's so well presented. I mean, she just really sings the fire out of it. She's such a great singer. You know, Cindy and I talk about the music that we play here on the program. You know, Cindy and I, for the most part, we've created just about every bit of this, haven't we?
Well, you have.
Well,
Not me.
no, you
a
have
little
too.
bit. I've
You've
been involved in a little bit of it.
I don't think that's fair. I mean, you're quite humble. I think you've been involved in. If you think back, just about every song we've played, I think you've heard the demo, you've heard the pre-mix, you've had input in it, you've co-produced on some of it, you've written a bunch of it. I mean, I don't think that's fair. I think you've contributed way
thank
more than
you.
you like to admit. Maybe you don't like it.
Oh,
Maybe that's
I
why.
do like it. I don't want to take credit though. Where?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, it's Morning Sunshine here on SGBN Radio. Matt Dooley brings up an interesting point. We hadn't forgot. We just, there's some things that I don't like to really incorporate into this program. And Cindy and I talked about it last night, about this being 9/11, September 11th. And, you know, we do memorialize things. And for our generation, this is our Pearl Harbor Day. You know, this is the day that, you know, that I would say that our parents looked at Pearl Harbor like. And, you know, there are a lot of things going on, and we do want to memorialize and recognize the fact that today is 9/11, and we try to keep politics and government and all that kind of stuff out of the program, and not that that's really political. I mean, it is what it is, but we just didn't want to dwell on it. Don't you agree, Cindy? It's kind of...
Well, it doesn't. I think I spoke a little bit about it earlier when we were talking about reflections, that the way men come together and love on each other.
Right.
You know, we touched on it briefly, but Rod, it doesn't change the fact, and we do think about the people and all the people that lost their lives, and the first responders who gave all they had as well.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah, and again, we do acknowledge that today is 9/11. We do memorialize that, but there's a lot of that stuff that's going on today, and what we try to do is stay on the high side of the deal, and just say, you know, no matter what comes, you got to be ready to field it. You got to be ready to take it. Here's a song we're going to segue into from that. It's called People Get Ready. T. Graham Brown with the Oak Ridge Boys, Leon Russell, Jason Crabb.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. Now all you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no ticket, you just get on board.
People get ready for the train to Jordan. It's picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is a key, open the doors and border. There's hope for all through the Holy Ghost. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe.
Well, there ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to say he's on. Have pity on those whose chances grow much thinner. There is no hiding place against the kingdom's throne.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming.
Listen real close, you can hear that train a-coming.
And you don't have to have no suitcase. You don't have to have no suitcase.
Listen to the diesels coming your way.
Oh, they're going to see the
Come on, get on.
You know, it was good and faithful, and God said, I am well pleased. Oh, I'm well pleased in you, boy. Go ahead and preach it. You know, he rode in on a donkey, but he gonna come back on a white stone. Oh, yeah. Coming back. You know, his tongue is a double-edged sword, and it cuts both ways. Yeah, the truth cuts both ways. Oh, that's good now.
There's a train coming.
Oh, yeah. People get ready. There's a train coming. Oh, it's coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. Yeah. You just thank the Lord.
You can't hide, you can't run.
Oh, yeah,
There's no place
yeah.
to go. You might as well go on to glory.
That's right, Leon.
When God called you, you need to go on to glory.
hallelujah.
You don't need no ticket at all. You
Listen
just
now.
thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank the Lord.
And for all the folks that are viewing us through the Leon Russell fan page, we love playing Leon stuff here. That was such a great experience for me. You know, some kids when they were, you know, growing up, they admired Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, and man, I had guys like Pig Robbins and Leon Russell and Ron Oates, and I mean, those are the guys I looked up to. Great musicians. And hold on just a minute here. Let me look. But anyway, yeah, I was looking at I had a message coming in. I try to stay on top of that kind of stuff, and it kind of confused me. Usually Frank's here fielding those things and feeding them to me. So
Yeah, we miss Frank.
yeah, we do. I don't want to go into that too much either, but Frank's out taking care of he's not sick today. He's taking care of a personal issue, and Ricky doesn't come in on Mondays, and so it's Cindy and I, and that's how the show started out anyway, Cindy and I. And
It did.
yeah, it's been fun.
We act like we're missing, and it's the way we start. I mean, it's the way we started.
I know,
like
it's the show's called Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy, and
Yeah.
it's just like old times.
Yeah, good old times when we were young.
Yeah,
Those
back
good
in
old
the,
days when
back
we were
in the
young.
old days when
Yeah.
back in the old days when we were doing it through a megaphone and we didn't even have radio and all. We just open the window and holler.
That's right.
My
Well,
goodness.
it's interesting. When we were kids, we didn't have cell phones. Of course, we can't even imagine that. But we would go out and play, but we always managed to come home when it was dinner time. I don't know how that was, but we just happened to know. I guess
Well,
we had an internal clock.
I
Or we did
knew
as kids.
if one of my siblings were listening, they would think this is funny, but I knew because it would start with Johnny Shelton yelling for Jackie Shelton. And you'd hear, "Hey, Jackie! Hey, Jackie!" Jackie Shelton was the best baseball player I ever saw. I thought he'd play pro baseball. He ended up going in the Army. And then, but that's where it would start. When you heard Jackie Shelton's dad yelling for him, you knew it was time to get home, because it wasn't long after that. And the game was over, whatever game you were playing, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, it was over. And so then it was time to go home. So that's how we knew.
The good old days. The good old days.
The good old days. Yeah, and I was telling somebody the other day. I remember. I'll say his name. I don't care. There were two guys that were like they were like Fonzie. They were Johnny and Frank Perkins, and they rode motorcycles and wore. They wore in the summertime they wore the London fog jackets, and in the wintertime they'd wear the leather, or when in the fall. But they were
the cool guys.
They were the cool guys. The sunglasses and the ducktail and the whole bit. And I remember hearing a police siren coming up our road, and I heard Frank's motorcycle, and he wrecked it right in the yard beside of ours, right in the church lot that was right beside of ours. He wrecked. And Trooper White got out of the car, and he was the state trooper there that handled that area, and wrestled him to the ground and handcuffed him. And I'll have to leave out the expletives, and I'll say doggone, all right? And I heard Frank screaming, "I ain't going in no doggone army." All right? So that's back when they'd send the state troopers to come and get you if you didn't show up for your draft meeting, when you're supposed to get drafted, right in the height of Vietnam. Wow. And a few years ago, it hadn't been that long, I was reading this memorial page for my high school alums, and it said, "Command Sergeant Major Frank Perkins, retired, passed away." It was this obituary. So it went from "I ain't going in no army" to "Command Sergeant Major, retired." Oh my goodness! Retired.
So I guess we know what he did. I guess he did.
I guess the Army got good on him once he went in. Yeah, it's kind of. I chuckled because I remember that event just as if it were yesterday, because it was kind of exciting, seeing the state police go there and wrestle a guy down and handcuff him and listen to all that. And I didn't even understand it because I probably couldn't have been 8 or 9 years old, But I still remembered that when I read that obituary, Frank Perkins, Command Sergeant Major, retired Frank Perkins. And I just think that's great. But anyway, here's Ray Price with a song called "I Believe." Try to play it on every show. I just love this song. It's got so much meat to it,
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe, I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why. I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why. I believe.
Great song, great artist, great production. That's Fred Foster, man.
That is beautiful.
That's good stuff. It's 9:28 here on the East Coast of the United States of America. And that means it's 28 minutes after the hour somewhere where you are.
This morning is getting away from us fast.
I know. It's ran pretty quickly and pretty smoothly, hasn't it?
It has.
Got to tell you. So what kind of words of wisdom do you have for us this morning? That's like that's like when I was a kid, go to church and take your girlfriend to church or something, and Bob Keaton, the pastor, Mark, why don't you stand up there and tell us what the Lord did for you this week? You know,
Put you on the spot. My daddy would always have something. He would always have a great thing. You could put him on the spot, and he loved it.
Well,
I have words of, yes, I would say buy low and sell high.
Is that it?
I don't know. Something.
My goodness. Buy low, sell high. That's good. Don't, you know.
There's one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, and, you know, I've been on this changing my mental address thing, and as some of you have noticed, because I see some of you showing up in my feed, I've been exercising and setting these goals for myself, and like, I did 21 and a half miles in under 50 minutes on stationary bike, random hills pattern level 7. And when I go on Facebook, if you see that, you need to probably take a look at that, because it could it'd be nothing but interesting. You can either watch me do it, or you can watch me pass out right there on Facebook Live, because I'm not going to quit. You know, once you make the commitment, you're in. You're dedicated.
It kind of gives you some accountability. Doesn't
Oh yeah,
it? Like, I'm going to do this.
Because I'm not going to quit. I might just fall off of it, you know, or something like that. But I'm not going to quit. And so yesterday I didn't do the bike. Day before yesterday, I met a guy in there who's probably, I'd say at least in his 60s. He's probably mid-60s. And I hear Sparky's toy in the background. It's okay. I don't care. I don't care.
He's squeaking. It's a squeak toy.
Yeah. But he's probably in his mid-60s, and he's cut like he's about 25. He's in there doing this weight program. He's not using heavy weights. So he's just burning, though. I mean, he is smoking through this thing. And I've watched him a couple times, and I've seen him while I'm in there. I don't really watch much of anything other than watching myself, make sure I can get it done. So he said to me, he said, "Man, I've been watching you on the bike." He said, "Would you be interested in a weights training program. I said, well, I never really done a lot with weights other than just like the normal stuff, bench pressing and curls and stuff. All the stuff he's doing is kind of technique stuff. Well, come to find out, it's a training technique. It's a super cycle, not a bicycle cycle, but it's a cycle, that training cycle thing that you go through, and it's just a series of exercises that works each of the different muscle groups, and you do one set one day and one set the next day, so you're doing different things every day. So he said, "Why don't you come in tomorrow? And what time you coming in? I'll meet you up here, and we'll go through it." And so I did, and I got to tell you, I pounded through that thing, and when I came out of it, I felt like I could take a building apart brick by brick, but not today. I'm paying for it.
Are you sore today? Yeah,
I'm not real sore. I'm not real sore, but I can feel it. And but boy, I tell you what, just one day of that thing, it's awesome. But it's something that the special warfare units use for training. He's retired military. It's it's a weights training program, free weights that they do, and it's lightweight and a lot of it. You're not using heavy.
So you're working
weights.
Are you working your core? Is it part of that?
Well, yesterday it was shoulders, arms, chest, and abs.
Okay, so the abs.
Yeah.
Well, you're working part of your core then. That's important.
Today's a day off. Then tomorrow to be my shoulders and my back and that kind of stuff. And then
That's
I'm doing
the
bicycle. I'm doing my legs so yeah, it's pretty good. But boy,
That's awesome.
Yeah, but what I'm doing is, and that goes back to changing that mental attitude. With you, it may not be that, but here's the one thing that I can tell you. Well, listen to me here, guys. You have to have something to aim at in life where you get your brain begins to atrophy just like muscles. The starting point of all achievement is to have a purpose. And you have to find out what that purpose is and make it your definite purpose and clearly identify it. That's what you have to do. The starting point of all achievement is when it becomes part of your mindset. And if that achievement is a financial thing, a school thing, a spiritual thing, whatever, you've got to get it set in your mind. And if your mind is cluttered up full of garbage, you got to start cleaning your house. You may have to move to a new neighborhood. You might have to just move in your mind and get out of that nasty neighborhood. I'd moved into a bad neighborhood, and it was just, from the outside looking in, I've had so many people write to me and say, "Man, I thought you'd have been the guy that had it all together." And and that's the thing about it. When you become the fix-it person that you're dealing with everybody else's issues, you don't take time to deal with your own, and then all of a sudden they sneak up on you and they get you. So what you got to do is you got to get control of that mind and say, look, what is it that I'm paying for? I'm paying for something with my emotions or with my money or whatever. Is this worth what I'm paying? And you just put that in practical terms, and that's why I call this changing your mental address and really thinking it through. And that's what I've been doing, and I'm encouraging you guys too to evaluate if you're living with something that's just killing you. I mean, it's causing your brain to beat your spirit down into a hole where your spirit can't even get a breath of air. You got to stop that, because that's what I had done. I had let my mind beat me down to where that my spirit couldn't come up, and I could fake it, or I could get it to come up for a little while and then it'd go right back down. So what I've done is I've put these little goals in my life. And it's a series, like a great big goal, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but I have a large goal. But I'm going to get it by going one stair step at a time. If you try to jump the stairs, you're going to miss and fall off and break your neck. But it's these little mini goals, many goals. And getting on that bike or whatever that is, finishing that program, it sets the agenda for the rest of the day that I've accomplished something. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do, is to decide what it is that you want to accomplish. Develop an action plan for its attainment and put it into action and follow it through. And if you have to change your plan, just like a flight plan, you may have to change it and deviate, but you have a target you're going to get to from here to there. You might have to change. But here's the first thing you have to do, guys and gals. You cannot figure out how to get where you want to go until you first know where you are starting from. Think about that, Cindy.
Yep.
You can't get where you want to. You cannot have a bearing on where you're going if you don't know where you are. And if you've gotten to the point where you're just in a state of confusion, you've got to stop right there where you stand and determine where you really are. Not where you hope you are, not where you think you are, not where you wish you'd be, but where am I really? And be honest with yourself. Do a sober self-assessment and say, okay, this is where I really am. What's making me unhappy? What is keeping me? What is it that's so important in my life that it's separating me from peace and happiness? And for some people are driven by money. Some people are driven by stuff. Some people are driven by. You have to determine what that is in your life. That inspires you and it makes you feel fulfilled. And if you're artistic, you need to embrace that. And if you whatever it is, if you're in a job that you're miserable, if you're in something that's driving you nuts, change it. Move to a new address. Get out of that place. Here's a song called Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And that's what I got a little text for a while ago, was a request for this song. Bridge Over Troubled Waters. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough, and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. And when you're down and out on the street, when evening falls so hard, I'll comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine, and all your dreams are on their way. See how That's Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And that's, I guess, 2 by me during this show, isn't it?
It's 2, or what did you say?
I said, that's 2 by me during this show, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm,
well, there's 2
I'm
good
hogging
ones.
the airtime.
Nah.
Well, I got to give you another one now. Here's Cindy.
No, we don't need
Wayfaring
another
Stranger.
one. Okay.
Too late.
I am a poor, wayfaring stranger while traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beautiful fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going home. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going home. I am a poor, wayfaring stranger, just a poor, wayfaring stranger. Wayfaring stranger.
Well, I'm a working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. If I was a drunkard, well, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd cut out my drinking, brother, and I'd work on the building too. working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. If I was a gambler, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd cut out all my gambling and I'd work on the building too. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, not for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord.
If I was a preacher, well, I'll tell you what I would do. Well, I'd keep right on to preaching,
And I'd work on a building too.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building
For my Lord, for my Lord.
It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord.
Here we go. Do some working now. I'm working on a building. Working on a building. Working on a building. Working on a building. Working on a building for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building. It's the Holy Ghost building for my Lord.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord.
It's a Holy Ghost building. 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 Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord.
Sound like Bill Monroe.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you what, by man, that sound like your beans is ready.
There you go, Matt.
I got this thing built.
That's an important song. Now,
Yeah.
you built how many churches, and did you build orphanages, or tell me what from that song, what all were you able to build?
Well, we were able to do the reconstruction and the the updates and upgrades and all that on the primary facility there in the Philippines. We were able.
Y'all did that by yourself?
Yeah.
The orphanage? You did. Okay. And didn't y'all build some churches in?
Yeah.
There's a video along with
Right.
that working on a building. Is that a church in South America?
In Guatemala. And then we also built the chapel. It's a 200-seat chapel there at the orphanage facility from the proceeds.
Okay, so you
from that
built
wreck.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
That's
on.
amazing.
Worked out good, didn't it?
Sure did.
Well, it's 9:51. Gosh, it seems like we just got started, doesn't it?
It does. This has gone by fast.
Yeah, it's kind of gone. It's kind of flown by. Matt wanted us to play that song, so we did.
Oh, it's such a good one.
Here's another song off of that same album. It's kind of fun. It's Trace Adkins with "It's Who You Know."
Quarterback down at the school makes all the rules 'cause he's super cool and everybody wants to be just like him. There's a little girl in his homeroom class, sits in the back 'cause she thinks she's fat, looking for a corner she can hide in. In life there ain't too many level playing fields, and it don't seem fair, but here's the deal. Brother, here's the deal. You can walk on water, you can walk on the like he's been carved from granite. His hands are soft, his heart is hard, and he only smokes the best cigars. And you call him sir, 'cause he's earned it. There's a little old lady cleaning up after him at night, and she prays someday that he'll see the light. Man, I think she's got it right. You can walk on water, you can walk on the moon, you can walk through Memphis wearing blue suede shoes. When the walking is over at the end of the road, it ain't what you've done, son, it's who you know. Yeah, yeah, it's who you know. At the end of the road, it's who you know. You can walk on water.
Yes, it's who you know.
You can walk on the
He's
moon.
the man with the plan.
You can walk
He's the
through
one to know.
Memphis
We
wearing
serve
blue
an awesome
suede
God.
shoes.
In him we live, move, and have our being. He's got the way already made. We just don't know about it. Proverbs 23 and 12 says, apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge, and then walk therein. Walk by faith. No man knows the day nor the hour when he shall return. Matthew 19 and 24 says, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle.
Trace Adkins. It's who you know.
It's true.
I
Great
know.
song.
I know it is, isn't it? Great song, great musicianship. It was cut down at Loud. You know where Loud is on Music Road? Well, I think I've pointed it out to you. It's right there on. I remember when I first went to Nashville, I'd ride down the street and people would say, "Now right there's where the Al Jolson building was, and this was Warner Brothers." And I'm thinking, well, why you tell me what it was? And now I do the same thing. I go down. I was getting ready to tell you, well, Loud is where Master Phonics was, which is right there by the old Country Music Hall of Fame, or by the BMI building. I'm like, she don't know where that stuff is.
No, I don't know.
Right across the street from Wyatt, Tarrant, Combs, Gilbert, and Milam, the big law firm down there. Anyway,
Don't know where that is either.
you know, that's what I'm saying. You try to give references by where something is. You don't know the address. You just, or I don't. I just know. I know how to get to it. Just go down by the Joe Talbot building and come around that way behind the old Hall of Fame, and it's right there. Just you'll see it.
But you know, that's how we can navigate this life, is because Jesus has been there. You know, thinking about that, it makes me think of that we can trust him because maybe we've not been through that, but he has, and he's already defeated it.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, you know, you look at an older person too that's been through it. And you look at those lines in their face, and some people might call them wrinkles. I call them war maps, road maps. You follow those lines, you can get somewhere.
That's true.
You look at those lines.
This morning is almost gone, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
My goodness.
Yeah. We're just about ready to play the chicken again, aren't we?
We are. So what have you got planned today?
You know, I got a bunch of stuff I'm working on. I got some schooling I'm gonna be starting on, and again, changing that mental address and taking care of some things that I need to do in my own life. And I'm starting a new course of study. As you know, I love to study and love to learn. And I'm not really an ignorant hillbilly. I just play one on the internet. But anyway, I'll be starting on my study things today, and have a big test coming up on September the 18th that I need to be studied up for. So that's what I'll be doing. How about you?
Mondays are my busy day. That's laundry day, and get caught up from my music. As a worship leader, I file all the music, have to start getting ready for next Sunday.
Yeah.
But it's a fun day. Also shopping and errands, grocery store, cooking.
Right.
Just a fun day.
Well, you've got a lot on your plate, and I've got some on my plate. What do you say we turn that chicken loose and let it get going,
Let's
shall
let
we?
them go. And
Here we
everybody
go.
have a great day. Go out and make it matter.
Hey, listen, do something for yourself. Get control of your own mind and go out and make somebody else feel better. If you start feeling sorry for yourself, go down to the retirement home and Read to somebody. Talk to somebody. Pick up somebody you can't stand. Buy them a cup of coffee. And let her know you're thinking about her when you're gone. Hey, the program is Morning Sunshine. We're glad you stopped by. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Make sure you share and tell your friends.